As we approach the end of the year, it's always a perfect time to put in place excellent plans for 2024. And we only have a very modest amount of time left in the year. And so it is a good time to take maybe a step back and assess what you've achieved during 2023 and what you'd like to achieve in 2024. The vast majority of people that I meet in the corporate sort of sector still surprises me to this day, but many of them do not have formal career plans for their future. They don't have a clear roadmap for the year ahead. They don't have clear personal goals. They don't have clear professional development goals. They tend to just go with the flow, which tends to mean that you're going with the flow of the company, not necessarily your own agendas. And so it's really important, I believe, to take that time out, take that step back, do some self-analysis, do some planning, and really set tangible goals for the year ahead. I also like to use this time of year to really think about what I enjoyed and didn't enjoy during the course of the year. That is usually my guide for how I go forward. And I'm always recalibrating business models. I'm recalibrating the type of work that I do, the type of client I engage with. And I'm always having those frank and honest conversations with myself. And it is important to do that whether you're in a workplace, in your own business, your own consultancy, or thinking about setting up a new entity. You've got to get that clarity on where your value proposition sits, what you really enjoy doing, what you excel at, what's easy, what would be a nice challenge, how could you take yourself to another level of your personal or professional development, and always looking for ways to sort of grow and enhance your skill set so that you become a highly valued and future-proofed executive. And I think that's going to be increasingly important in future years. I've got a few executives on my books at the moment who've been out of work for a long period of time. They just, aren't prepared to compromise. They want to sort of wait to see when that perfect role comes up. And the sad reality is that perfect role may not come up. And you might have to recalibrate, you might have to retrain, you might have to go into a completely different industry. And I think executives that are prepared to change, to reinvent, to go in a different direction, they will be the executives who do incredibly well in future years. Also, I think it's imperative that you consider, multiple sources of income and how you, nurture that and enhance that in future years. Being reliant on the one source of income is very high risk in terms of a strategy, and it's hard to get ahead, especially when you've got cost of living pressures. So you need to think about different ways you could maybe commercialize your skills, your thought leadership, your experience, and there may be some ways you could develop an e-learning course or a side hustle of some sort. You would be remiss not to be thinking about things along these lines. You really do have to sort of recalibrate. You can't do this sort of stuff on the fly. You have to plan for it. You have to put the proper efforts in to make those things come to fruition and to reality. So, perfect time to get planning. Also, feel free to book into my diary for a complimentary career assessment that may help trigger some thoughts on what's the right pathway for you in 2024. As I said, perfect time to get planning and put those wheels in motion for a successful year ahead.